Right, the rest of the entries are not relevant. You can go to the time 22:06:45.
22.
In fact, sorry, 22:03:42.
22:03:42, Helderberg Place, Vista, Johannesburg. Vehicle is moving 19 kilometers an hour.
Ngesikhathi-ke sika 22:03:42 Helderberg Place, Vista eJohannesburg, imoto ibonakala ihamba ngo-19 kilometers per hour.
22:03:45, Helderberg Place, Vista, Johannesburg. Vehicle is moving at 24 kilometers an hour.
Ngesikhathi ka 22:03:45 Helderberg Place, Vista, imoto ibonakala ihamba ngesivinini esu-24 kilometer per hour.
22:06:45, Helderberg Place, Vista, Johannesburg. Vehicle is showing stopped.
Ngesikhathi ka 22:06:45, sorry, Helderberg Place, Vista eJohannesburg, imoto ibonakala imi.
22:06:54, Helderberg Place, Vista, Johannesburg. Vehicle is showing ignition off.
Ngesikhathi ka 22:06:54 Helderberg Place, Vista eJohannesburg, imoto ibonakala ucishiwe.
Thank you. And once again, this is the registered address, as you've put the details there on record in terms of the RICA information, exhibit J1.
That's correct.
But yebo, leli ikheli elibonakalayo lapha umbukiso J1.
Now, if I can ask you to turn back to tip lock number 77. That will be on page 47.
Yes.
In the middle of the column, just above trip number 77, there's a distance. Is the last column there in the middle of the page? Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Now, that distance of, just put the distance on record.
The distance is 7 kilometers.
Manje ibanga-ke vela lapho ama-kilometer isikhombisa.
Now, what does that distance represent?
That will be the distance that the vehicle traveled in that specific trip.
Futhi-ke lawa-ke ama-kilometer ahanjwe inemoto imisahamba lolu hambo.
Just put that information again on record, from which place, from which point to which point.
That will be the distances traveled between Kutlanong Street and Sam Sukwati.
Futhi la bihamba kulo mgwaqo uKutlanong Street iya emgwaqweni uSamsikwati.
And that is keeping in mind that at 20:49:41, in fact at 20:49:30, just put the location of the vehicle again, 20:49:30.
20:49:30, Leseding Street, Vosloorus.
And ngesikhathi ka 29:49:30 Yayingumgwaqo uLiseking Street oseFosloras.
And at 204941,
204941 Kutlanong Street Vosloorus.
2049 and 41 Susana yayise Kutlanong Street eFosloras.
this is where, as you have testified, the vehicle left this address, Kutlano Street, then returned at 204941. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Athi ayilapho imoto yahamba yabuya yabuyela ngo-2049-41.
So this distance of 7 kilometers must factor in that trip where the vehicle turned back.
That's correct.
Bathi-ke libanga leli esilifundile lamakhilomitha esikhombisa lifanele lifake naloku ukuthi imoto iyahamba yabuya yabuya.
Then trip number 78. It's on page 48. There is a distance that is being mentioned there. Just put the distance on record.
For which trip number?
Number 78.
Trip number 78. The distance will be 4 kilometers.
Lapha-ke uhambo number 78 kulo mbiko luhamba amakhilomitha amane.
And what does that distance represent?
That will be the distances between Mxolisi and Kutlanong Street.
Shuthi-ke lolo hambo-ke lukhombisa-ke ukusuka emgwaqweni Mxolisi uyofika kunomgwaqo okuthiwa uKutlanong.
So this will be the distance from Mxolisi Street to Kutlanong Street as the crow flies, without having to turn back, as we have seen with the previous trip.
That's correct.
Athi lapha-ke ibanga eliqondile elisuka ku-Mxolisi Avenue liyofika kuKutlanong Street.
And if you can place the distance between Kutlanong Street and Grasville Street as per trip number 82. See that 02-1959, the ignition is on. Then the next page, page 50, at 02-41-37, at Grasville Crescent, the ignition is off. Just above trip number 83, there's a distance. Just put that distance on record.
That distance will be 20 kilometers.
Ke ibanga lapho lamashumi amabili amakhilomitha.
And that distance represent which distance?
That will be the distance between Grasville Crescent and Kutlanong Street.
Manje leli banga leli libonakala kuyibanga elisuka eFaswell Crescent liyofika emgwaqweni uKutlanong Street.
Then just lastly, on page 50, 65. Or maybe just before that, the distance between Helderbach Place, Glen Vista, and Grasville Street, as seen on page 57. We see at 09/1958, the vehicle starts moving from Helderberg Place, Glen Vista, Johannesburg. And arrives at Grasville Crescent at 9:27:20. What is the average distance between the two places?
At 09/1943, the vehicle goes ignition on at Helderberg Place, Glen Vista, with the odometer reading at 209/201. Then Grasville Crescent at 09/27:20. The odometer reading is 209/205. So it will be approximately 4 kilometers.
Maswidi lapha eHelderberg Place eGlen Vista Johannesburg i-odometer moto ikhombisa u-209/201 kodwa uma lapha eGrasville Crescent eLichtenflede i-odometer moto ikhombisa u-209/205 ibonakala sengathi-ke lapha ama-kilometer amahlanu.
Right, then it eventually arrives at Kutlanong Street on page 58 at 09:52:32. What would then the distance be between Kutlanong Street and Helderberg Place, Glen Vista?
Okay, 09/1943, Helderberg Place, Glen Vista. The odometer reading is 209/201. And then 09:53:08, Kutlanong Street, Vosloorus. The odometer reading is 209/226. So approximately 25 kilometers.
Libanga phakathi kwemigwaqo emibili lingaba Kutlanong Street nalaphaya esisuka khona eHelderberg Place lingaba lingamashumi amabili nesithupha amakhilomitha.
Then on page 58, on the 27th of October at 10:01:41, the vehicle is at Kutlanong Street. Shows the ignition is off. I'm sorry, at 10:02:02 the ignition is off. You see that?
Correct.
Sibona ibonakala isemgwaqweni uKutlanong Street ngesikhathi sika-10:02:02 and futhi-ke icishiwe.
Until 16:32:27. It says status stop GPS unlock.
That's correct.
Wathi ufika ngo-16:32:23 ibonakala imoto isamile kodwa i-GPS isivuliwe.
And it starts moving at 16:34:38 on the next page, page 59.
That's correct.
Isikhathi sika 1634-38 imoto ke ibonakala isihamba.
If I can ask you to go back to page 58.
Yes.
You've already given the total time at which this vehicle was at this address from 10:02:02 until it started moving.
That's correct.
And just place the speed on record.
At 16:34:38, Brickfield Road, Spruitview, Katlehong, vehicle is moving at 30 kilometers an hour.
Isikhathi ka 1634-38 eBrickfield Road Straight View imoto iyahamba isivinini amashumi amathathu amakilometer.
Just back on page 58. From the vehicle, from the moment the engine of the vehicle is switched off at 10:02:04 until it started moving, what was the speed? Perhaps differently put, from 10:01:43 on page 58 until 16:32:27, what is the speed that is indicated there of the vehicle?
There is no speed.
Isikhathi kuso 10:32:02 hamba uzofika ku 16:32:27 imoto inyakaza.
Indicating what?
That the vehicle is not moving.
Komisa lapho ukuthi imoto ayihambi.
Now, ma'am, do you confirm the correctness of your affidavit?
I do.
Athi ke ngiyaqinisekisa ke ukuthi affidavit yami yonke ibhaleke kahle.
Thank you, Madam. That is all.